Good evening, and welcome to RockSingle. I am your host, Tyron Joe, and we thank you for joining us as we rock truth to absolutely nothing at all. We live in a society today where truth, even before our very eyes, is consistently questioned, criticized, and altered to fit a person's ideology, God's original intent to the kingdom, and for mankind. We believe that the Bible, our kingdom constitution, is inspired, infallible, inherent, and the final authority for all. Rock Single is founded on He, who is the original point of reference for all things to come through eternity. The Rock Single podcast is a cross cultural response to the economic and social climate of today's relationship scene. Rock Single will teach you how to maneuver and still be kingdom minded throughout your relationship experiences. Our aim is to help repair the fallen, and broken man with the kingdom mindset. The podcast seeks to inspire, enlighten, and highlight upcoming and established local kings and queens of character while promoting Black consciousness and awareness of who we are and to whom we belong. Kingdom Renaissance Cross Country. Let us all welcome everyone to the Rock Single podcast tonight. Greetings.
Greetings.
Boy, that music hot right there.
All right, that's that Club Chill by Agenda Inc. Tay Larry.
That's
Shout out
nice
to him.
right there.
Yeah. All that.
Yeah.
So,
I'm gonna play that.
What's going on, guys?
You already know it's Wednesday. It's Wednesday hump day. Hump day.
Excited about these topics.
Oh,
Coming to learn tonight, amen.
On the way, you came to learn. You came to learn.
Because we always get from something, just not just what we know, like feed off each other, and it's like the topics are dope. So yeah, I came to learn.
Sierra, please don't make me climb through this computer screen.
Yeah,
She's about to make me climb through this computer screen. I see you, Tay with the glasses.
Yeah,
like she in Maui. She look like she up in Maui somewhere.
So cute.
Thank you.
She in Maui.
Person in my head, I am.
You in Maui riding the waves. You riding the waves. That's it. That's all you can do. Sometimes is just ride the waves.
Ride the waves.
Oh man, y'all about to get me started.
Look, take it easy.
I'm just saying.
3 minutes in.
That's all you can do is ride the waves. People be worrying and stressing about everything. Man, don't worry, don't stress. Just ride the wave. Because think about the waves. They may go up, but they're going to come back down too.
Exactly.
Selena, stop that. Stop that, Selena.
What?
Stop that, Selena. Man, where's Doc Arcade? Where's she at?
She disappeared. She here, but she ain't here. She in spirit.
She better not be in that kitchen cooking.
Nah, I'm back. I had to get my daughter together.
Hey,
Oh, okay. What up, Doc? Hey, hold on, y'all. Where our beach themes at?
I'm tired. My stuff
tired.
Tired. I'm tired.
And I ain't gonna lie, I look, I got my glasses, but
you got the glasses on.
I ain't feel like setting my chair up in front of my little backdrop today.
I mean, I ain't got nothing on either, so you know.
Right, you don't have another thing about us.
I was wondering if anybody was gonna notice.
What Josh said, he supposed to be the second king on the show.
Yeah, where your boy Josh said you take where he at?
Yeah.
Call him
That's
up.
all our boy. Why you ain't had him?
I don't know Josh like that. I don't know him like that.
That is all our boy. You should.
That is all our boy. But I'm saying you probably got his phone number, Jay. Ain't nobody trying to say nothing.
Why you say I sleep like
that? I can hit him up on the phone. You can hit him up in the group. A chat is a chat.
That's true.
Listen. Good evening. How are you?
Am I on one today?
Already playing.
You trying to be
playing games.
You trying to be, but it ain't gonna prosper.
Ain't nobody playing no game.
Right.
Look, he trying to play the game Trouble, y'all.
I just asked the question. I played the game question.
Trouble. That's because he on the verge of playing Mousetrap.
Right.
Here we go already. Here we go
Yes,
already.
yes, yes. Don't even point out them hungry hippos.
Okay.
I
Why
just
I was
hey.
just thinking that? Look, because we there. We're
Listen,
there.
That's all.
listen.
I'm
Anything
gonna
that's
I'm
What
gonna
gonna
kind
sip
of
my
come
men
up.
y'all
coffee
been
now.
around? This is interesting. What kind of men y'all been around?
Yeah,
Yeah, what?
I'm about to learn something else here.
No.
What'd you say? Wait, what'd you say, Queen?
I said I was actually talking about women as hungry hippos.
Oh,
Not
women.
men.
Okay, because I'm listening. I'm listening right now because
Yeah.
y'all got me like, what? What have y'all experienced in y'all life? I'm about to sit and learn
Nah.
something right now.
Hungry hippos.
Hungry hippos and in trouble.
Yeah.
Ooh-wee. What about
Mousetrap.
21
Yeah,
questions? Mousetrap, right.
That was
Ooh-wee.
that was a trap. That was always a bad idea.
that's always a bad
Mousetrap,
thing.
Mousetrap
Always.
was
No, 21 questions.
21 questions.
It's always
50,
never.
50 Cent, 50 Cent. Y'all ain't rocking with 50 Cent.
Who is
No,
All,
50
thank
Cent?
all he want, all he want is 50. All he want is 50.
What?
no thank.
50 Cent, the song 21 questions.
Oh.
Listen,
Yes.
that game should have been called
You
the
see?
setup. That
Come
was
on.
the setup.
What you said the song should have been called what?
No, I said that game should have been called the setup. That's what that is.
Really?
20. What?
Hey, what's the game where you had to act out the word? Was that Pictionary?
Something like
People
Yeah.
be acting.
charade.
Yeah,
Or charade.
I had
A
that a
picture.
lot of
Charade.
people be
Yeah,
acting.
charade.
Yeah.
Yeah, people. Yeah,
That's
charade. You're
definitely
right,
the
charade.
game. A miscommunication game. Trying
Yeah,
to
talking
You
figure
about
know,
out
what are you
what's her
talking
face?
about?
What's her face got a song called that.
Who?
Chris at
what.
Michelle, I want to say
That's
one
one of my
somewhere in
favorites.
that little, but I think it's called charades, or it's a
Oh,
line in there about it.
she got
But
a very nice
Mm,
voice. Shout out to Chris and
he
Michelle. Shout
does.
out to Chris
mhm,
and Michelle.
mhm.
Selena voice sound kind of like her a little bit too, but Selena she be playing.
Hey,
Selena could
You know she be
sing.
playing. You
Selena
know
could
she be playing.
sing.
I be looking. I be like, girl, you
Selena
better
can
stop dipping
sing.
dabbing playing on these
Selena.
people
Uh oh.
airwaves.
That is
Hold on
funny.
one second. I'm getting a phone. I'm getting a phone call coming in real quick. Hold on one.
Mhm, mhm.
Oh, they seen him on. They had to hit the hotline.
No, I do.
Cause he ain't
I
return. He ain't return their text. Oh, you can't return my text, but you could get on somebody.
Mhm.
And look, he's talking about games people
I
play.
don't get it. Well, I don't get it when people call me. I let people know I got stuff going on.
Right.
Call me right in the middle. All
They
right.
always don't. They always do that.
But
Like
I
you
get,
don't have no
but I
like.
hurry up and took care of that. You just hurry up and take care of it. That's how you do that.
Got to wrap
But,
that up real quick.
but yeah, yeah, Selena, she be playing though. She got a nice voice. Y'all ain't never heard it. Y'all got to hear it.
heard it. See, sis, you gotta do something for us.
Sing us a little something.
Yeah.
Sing us a little something. Give us the angels in heaven sound my name. The angels in
Not today.
heaven done sign my name.
Not today. I have a very tired voice.
Not today.
That ain't
I'm,
what we
You,
I'm
I, you, hey, you heard how Ty snuck that in there. You know he was. You know he was in the choir right there next to that because that's the one I always like to
I
stand next to the
sang
tenor.
I sang I used to sing tenor, sure did. I did when I was in the
Hmm.
choir. I sung
Yeah,
tenor,
those were
sure
my
did.
favorite ones because they
You
they
know what?
they sound was closer to mine, so it kept me from
What
hitting
you
the
sang? Alto?
sliding. Yeah, and the Sopranos was always like right across my and would throw me off.
What are
'Cause
you,
I'm not
Selena
a singer.
Soprano?
I'm not a singer.
y'all gotta
What are
come
you,
up.
Selena Soprano?
I'm an alto. I'm
Oh,
actually
alto.
gonna I actually have a song that I was singing on YouTube
All right,
with
go
the
ahead. Go
choir.
ahead.
Yeah, I want to
No, 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 I'm not singing it today. I'm gonna
Yeah.
sing it.
Oh,
I thought
come
you.
on, man.
I thought
Look,
I
I'm
actually
waiting.
got a
I
song.
didn't pick my juice back up. Like, oh, this about to
Hey,
be
the way she looking at her phone, so I'm like, go ahead, do your thing. I'm just
I
gonna be
thought
sitting
you
back
say
quiet.
In the show, I'll see if I can find it. If I find it, I'll
This
play it for
is
you.
really good. You know how they got the different flavors of the palm now? This is the what's this? The peach passion white tea. It tastes like I need to be sitting on somebody's beach with my feet kicked up, waiting for somebody to wait a
You
help.
said
I'm
sitting on
drowning. And then
somebody.
I gotta
You said
no,
sitting on
no,
somebody.
waiting, as a first responder, you gotta be chilling, but you gotta always be ready. So when you're ready, you are waiting.
Man,
Waiting means that you're ready to receive something that's coming.
but you
And if
said you
you're
was gonna
not
be sitting on
waiting,
somebody.
that
no, I
that
didn't.
woman
I
said
didn't.
sitting on somebody's beat.
I did not say that.
See, we ain't talking about the last word. Let's stop right there at sitting on somebody.
Beach
Okay.
On somebody's beat.
tie.
All right, man. Let me leave y'all alone. Let's get to something real. Uh, Tonight, ladies and gentlemen, we are talking about the games that people play when they are bored. Although I just think some people they are, they just play games anyway, whether they bored or
Mm.
not. But the game that I picked, I said Uno because I do truly believe that I have been a victim of Uno. For some of y'all that
Mm.
may not know how the game go, I won't get into too much detail. But each player get 9 cards. Between the blue, the green, the red, the yellow, and then you have the special cards, which is the skip card, the reverse, the draw two, the wild cards, and then you got the wild draw 4 cards and the blank cards. I don't
Come on,
really,
give me two.
I don't think I ever played with the blank cards, but I'm gonna just talk a little bit about the special cards real quick. The draw two. Let's see. It says when you play this card, the next person to play must draw 2 cards and forfeit his or her turn. Okay,
So
so I'm gonna
petty.
stop right there. Well, let's we're gonna draw this to make this comparison to relationships. Okay, I have had women that tried to date two people at the same time and did not think that the other people was going to find out. Okay, like if I'm always when I come to the house, I'm always seeing baby daddy at the house. Come on now, me and baby daddy, we get acquainted with each other. Hey, what's up, bro? How you doing, bro? Oh, I'm like, you here to pick up your son? No, I ain't here to pick up the son. I just dropped her off. Oh, now I'm getting ready to pick her up. Okay, so we got shifts we working. Okay, that was draw two. All right. Then next, I've dated the reverse card, which is what I call the fallback game. Whereas they might want to just date the baby daddy exclusively, but when he mess up, they go to the fallback.
Ah.
Okay, so they call the fallback, and I've done the fallback myself too. So, I'm not just the victim. Then let's go to the skip. The skip says the next person in line to play after this card is play loses his or her turn and is skipped. Oh man, this card right here has cracked me up so much because yes, I've been in a relationship where a woman took me back about 5 times, and the guys that she had in line that was trying to get at her was mad because they like, man, she took him back again. Even I was like, man, I just lost my turn. All right, I'm just saying this is relationship stuff, young people. All right, let's go to the wild card. When you play this card, you may change the color being played. Oh man, let's talk about that. I had a girl tell me one time she was like, no, I do not date dark skinned men because the last man I dated treated me bad. So right now, all I'm dating is light skin or white. I was like, really? I was really amazed. I was really shocked. But she told me that she can't do dark skin no more because the last one really played her. What I mean, that probably was traumatizing for her. So yeah, that's about all I got. Is that? But yeah, when playing these games out here, and I said this earlier too, and I've said this on a few other shows about, I asked the ladies, if a man fall into your inbox, would you take him serious? Because that's another place where people play the most games. I'm like, why do you want to play games when, number one, I might live in your same city. Okay, I might live in the same city you in, or I might not be too far away, and we can make this fantasy in the inbox become a true reality. But seriously, like some women, they do not take the conversation out of the inbox, and sometimes you might even get blocked while you in the inbox. So, you know, um, I want to hear what y'all got to say. Games that people play. I see a lot of smiling faces, so I guess some of y'all have probably participated and played those games as well. I'm done.
Um, well, I'll be the first to say I do not take people serious in the inbox at all. Like social media, that's like my congregation right there. You don't date your members. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't take that serious because it's like we just don't like. Sometimes you forget to even get back to the people. Like everybody cool, I don't look at them like, oh yeah, I'm about to go on a date with him. Like, nah, bro. If you
You
see,
just skipped a potential man.
I mean, if you see me out or something like that, no. What I think is weird, like when you see people in person on social media, they don't even speak to you. They act like they don't even know you. So but they hop right back in your inbox too. That's like social issues. So, or like some kind of weird anxiety or something. So, I definitely don't take them people serious. So,
Well, I don't know. Well, I don't know because I don't really have like people. I don't want to say like worthy of being taken serious, but like they don't approach me in a I should be taken serious manner. Like I don't know. Like I just really be wondering like this has worked for you before. Like you've approached a woman like this, like in this manner in their inbox, like it just be real crazy. And I'm like, sir, you're a stranger. Like, I don't know you. Like, strangers start off with, standard greeting, like, hi, how are you? How you doing? My name is such and such. I'm from, they don't start there. They don't usually start there. It'd be like, wait, something left field. I don't know. Some like trying to dig for a conversation that you don't have with a stranger. Like this is the first time. Like I don't care how many times you didn't comment on something on my page, or how many times we didn't got into a comment volley on somebody else's. When you are in my inbox, it's like this is the first time you're introducing yourself and approaching me. So don't be weird and think that I'm supposed to just know you. I don't know you. I don't even know if that's your real name, if your Facebook name is even your real name. Like, I would say more than half of the people that I've met on Facebook, those are not their real names.
wow.
And we Facebook cool. Like, I wish them happy birthday. I comment on their stuff. They comment on mine. We cool like that. And I don't know. I don't have a clue what these people's real names are. But it's like, well,
Sound like
they
to me.
expect more. Hi.
It sound like charades to me. We acting.
It's weird. It's not even about acting, it's about the level of intimacy of the connection. It's like if you meet somebody at a party, you go out with your friend and you don't know anybody at that party but your friend. They took you to a party where they're familiar with the people. So you don't know anyone there. And then you bump into people that you're familiar with from an online space. You've never met them in person, you've never hung around them. You don't, like I said, you don't really know these people's real names. And then like they expect you to be like all like you've known them for years, and it's like what is that? And that's the exact same energy that they give when they pop up in your inbox and stuff because you didn't post something like. And then it's like the timing too. It's always the timing that makes it the worst. Like I've seen you comment on all of my other pics. You had ample opportunity to come to my inbox, and you don't show up till I post a profile pic. Like I'm posting new pics on my page. Now you pop up wanting to say, hey, how you doing? Or hey, I've been seeing you. Okay, so why you ain't been saying something? Like, I don't want to be bothered now.
Does it matter where it brings the person to you?
Yes, it does.
Because
It
that's
does.
why I felt. That's
Yes,
why I fell in a
yes, it
few
does.
Yes.
inboxes. I fell in
Yes.
a few inboxes because of the pic.
I bet.
It wasn't even a profile pic. It was like, you know how people post a pic on their story, and come on, they doing all these little poses and they got all the makeup and glitter and stuff. So you like, hey, what's up? Hey,
Okay.
this is what I've been looking for.
But that's the thing. Like, if I'm not always posting pics like that, then or I don't always look like that, it's gonna be like, dang. So if we got together and I didn't look like this 24/7, like you would have a problem. Because the only thing that got you to approach me was me not being in my natural state, not doing something that I normally do. So I'm not going to take you seriously as someone who can appreciate me in my normal state
Oh,
of being.
I get you, yeah. But see,
Yo,
yeah, the ones I fall into, they always posting pics. So I just pick the ones that I like, and I say something like, "Nah, that one right there, you might need a little more blush." But okay, that
Oh
one
my
right there was
God.
cool.
Ah,
Petty boo. Petty boo.
Just a little more. Just a little more blush.
man, I could have swore we kind of touched on this topic before, but
Yeah.
this is a new era. This is 2021. The inbox is like same thing. Ain't no difference than you being in the mall and the dude seeing you out and he asking you, "Hey, how you doing today, beautiful?" You know what I mean? My name is whatever, or however his approach is. As long as I feel like the inbox is the same thing in person. His approach, and you know what I mean, his approach and what his intentions are. You see what
Mary
I'm
getting
saying?
ready. I
So
like
those are the
Yeah,
two different
what you
things.
yeah.
eating, Mary.
Somebody that sees interest, sees potential in you, he don't know you. He got to get to know you in person or through the inbox. You feel me? So it doesn't matter. I still feel the same way as when we touched on it before. Like if they this is a different era. Like the kids are growing up in an electronic era. So in this era, I mean, I ain't gonna, I mean, in my prime, I'm saying in my prime, you know what I mean.
Yeah.
I'm going for the messenger. I don't
Right,
want. I might
right. So
not
now
go for the
y'all can
number.
shoot
Listen,
8,000 shots in 2 seconds. Copy
no,
and
hold
paste.
on, hold on,
Copy and
hold on.
paste.
Nah,
Copy
we
and
ain't
paste.
gonna lose.
Copy and
We
paste.
gonna
Copy
be on point on this
That's
one.
the real.
Listen,
That's
y'all,
the real
first of all,
hookup though.
Y'all
In
in them
inbox.
boxes like the MLM.
but you don't really add a lot of people. But why would you add a lot of
Somebody
people you
finna
don't
say hi
know
to me.
anyways? You know what I'm saying? I
Man,
add people
pass
that
that
I
shit
add. They don't
down.
add me. You see what I'm saying? So that's where your problems. You added strangers and stuff.
I mean,
Like,
cause they
yo,
cool. They gonna hear the word of God or whatever.
All the
We don't
people
know
that
those
know
people,
me,
man.
well,
they,
okay, so that's
they
like what you just said then. Your intentions is different with it. So his approach got to be right from the door. If you say they're going to hear the word of God, right?
no,
I
they
don't even know
approach
people
ain't gotta
like that.
be in line with my
If they
approach.
approaching, and
My
I mean, it's
intentions
not going to
for
be in
adding
line
them
with
in
your
don't have to
approach,
be
but it
there.
got to be in proper order for you to respect it
Yeah,
as a lady and a queen.
yeah.
So he got
And
to
that's what
come.
I'm saying. They just
But
ain't came in there with the proper stuff in alignment. Like I
I
said,
mean,
the timing it'd be weird.
you
Like
just
they
answered your own
approach it'd
question.
be
It's the
weird.
timing. Maybe it ain't the
Weird.
time for you to be
Come on,
worrying about
teach
somebody
Josh.
approaching.
Teach Josh.
You
No,
see what I'm saying?
no, because he know no. I know what I'm
Teach
talking about.
Josh. Teach.
No,
I'm
I'm
just
talking
saying.
about when they decide to pop up in my inbox. I be done just posted a results pic or something like, "Oh, that's you. Oh, you looking good after that baby, huh?" Like
But
I
again,
had her like 2
you
years
already
ago.
know
What
what you just posted, so you already know there's
is
gonna be
that? But
responses.
Josh, teach. Teach
that's
her
my
today,
whole
Josh.
point. Yes,
Teach
I
her
know what I
today.
just posted, and
I don't
that's
really
exactly
post like I
why
mean pictures
Exactly.
too much. I
I
try
don't
not
take them
to.
seriously because it's
Pictures
like
ain't
I
gonna
don't
get you
post that
nowhere.
all the time. So it's like out of all the other stuff I post stuff about health.
That
I post motivational stuff. I post
yes,
like a
know that.
bunch of stuff, and the pictures that I post are very, very few and far in between. And the fact that that's the only time you decided to say something directly to me, I'm going to side eye you very, very hard.
Yeah, you know not to pay that no mind from the door then if you know those are the times when these people are in your
Right.
inbox.
That's what I
And
was
that's what
saying.
I'm saying. I'm like the
Right.
time and cut them off automatically.
Yeah,
What's going on?
so
Jate, you're a little quiet over there. What's your thoughts on that?
because you were speaking and it's rude to speak when
Here
someone
we
else
go.
is
Here
Oh,
we
I'm
go.
sorry.
speaking.
Here
Oh,
we go.
I'm
Here we
sorry.
go. Here we go.
I
There you
see you
go.
Here
tighten.
we
Hey,
go. Here we go
Hey,
already. Here we
Jate, I
go
see you
already.
tightening up order over there. I see you tightening up ship over there.
So
I can
now that
tell
it
you
is
tightening
my
up ship.
turn,
I ain't about
I'm
to
not
say
going
nothing.
to say that I don't take the inbox seriously. It's just like an in-person conversation. It is all about your approach and what you're saying to me. I'm not writing off the inbox because my future husband can hop in my inbox. I'm going to look at your conversation, whether it be in my inbox or in person. That's what's going to get you wrote off. But me personally, I'm not writing the inbox off because I don't go a lot of places. You know what I mean?
Shout out
Um,
to Jate.
so if you don't work with me or you don't catch
Brainstorm,
me in a
Jate.
grocery store or at Walmart, we probably not gonna run into each other because I'm not a lot of places. So if the only time you can initially approach me is in the inbox, if you come properly, just like if you meet me at the gas station, I'm going to give you play until you give me a reason not to. But I'm not just going in right off the inbox because it's the inbox. Like I said, I'm gonna do you like I'm gonna do something on the street. If your initial approach is
I
cool,
ain't playing.
then okay, we can see where this goes. Now if you come off room from the door, then yeah, door closed. Yeah.
I just
But
be
like you said, like people have met their significant other and it was legit. It was
Facts.
serious.
Facts.
So I can't
Facts.
be like, oh, he a clown because he hopped in my inbox and like that labels his him as something like he could be a decent dude. But just because of where he came at me, I'm just like, nah, he ain't it. Nah, like
Ain't
I'm not
nobody
listening.
checking for him.
Listen,
Shout out to Anthony.
Ty, I'm not
boy,
finna skip just because
exactly.
it's the inbox. Like we got six.
They
I might be
serious.
Yeah.
ready to win a game of Uno. You know, I'm
Yeah.
not finna skip
Oh.
just because he
Oh.
have the
You
inbox.
get ready to skip. Hold on. You
No,
about
I said I'm not about to skip just because it's the inbox. Like
Look,
oh,
stay
okay.
on it,
I could
Ty.
be
Now,
ready to
stay tight
win.
on it, Ty. Make sure she tight. Make sure she tight, Ty.
Oh, you already know.
Listen,
Ah,
I just have a thing with that internet stuff, man. I mean, I guess because I'm in technology too, I know what people can do, man. And I'd be scared, low key, like Doc said. You know, you want to post pictures of your results and stuff like that, but we got some real life weirdos out here. Big facts. You never know who doing what with your picture. You know, it just be too. I think, and I'm like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you really got to think. People, they see you in person, like, some of these people already fantasize about you in their head, what the bam. It's some weird life people out here, bro. And I just know too much about the media and how it's like. an addiction and like how it drives and stir up addiction. It's like liquid.
It does.
It's a lot, and I'm like, nah, I don't really want to feed into that. And like you said, I mean, if it's a hit or miss or whatever, but when it comes to
It's
your
that
husband,
dopamine.
yeah,
Yeah,
it's like
it is. It
my
is, and
husband
they
in
know
my
it.
inbox. It's like,
They know it. They know it's
What
the
what's
dopamine. They
dopamine?
know
What's dopamine?
that
The
rush.
Yeah, the
That rush.
interaction on social media when you get a
Mhm.
notification that somebody liked your something or commented on your something or all that, it sends a rush of dopamine. And so people can get addicted to that
Mhm.
hormone
Just like
release,
a drug.
yep,
Just like a
it's
drug. And
weird.
that's what it is.
like
They're
adrenaline
addicted
junkies.
to attention. They're addicted to the Facebook likes. And that's why with this program is seeking love and not likes, because that's exactly what's happening out here. And we're absolutely right. Like everybody, what they're saying is absolutely correct. Going back with Sierra, it is weirdos out here. So that makes you question, what are you posting? With just your face alone, they take that and put it on stuff, fix it around, and all of this stuff. I'm serious. That people have certain particular fetishes. You know what I'm saying? It ain't even got to. It's weird stuff that make people come. I'm just for real. You know what I'm saying? And that you don't know. So if you're not cognizant of what it is that you're posting, you know what I'm saying? Like it takes it always going to take it back to the root or the source of the cause. So if it's women that are posting things, and like Aunt said, you know what you posted. Come on, man. You know
Oh yeah,
what
they
you were
know.
looking for and
Come on now,
seeking, and
They
that
know.
you know what you
yo,
posting, Doc?
I've been there. And like the recent posts that I post that are of
I
me,
see what
those are my
Doc be
pictures
posting.
from when I was there. You know what I'm saying? When I sought attention, one of my friends called me the Facebook model. All I did was seek attention with these posts. I wanted to hear you're pretty, you're beautiful, you're oh look at you. And now I hate it when I got the post and I got all the hair and glam and somebody like you're beautiful. I'm looking at you like I'm beautiful like this. Like this is beautiful. That was faking a fraud person. Are you looking at her? Can you see her? Can you see her hiding behind that fake smile? Like she was broken. She toe up. Toe up. Let me call you. I'll be right back. I gotta take this call.
All right. Let
All
me
into that.
Well, you know, you
okay.
going,
Let me
you know how
this
she
this is
do.
my thing. I was
She
gonna
doing
say
that.
this. I was
Go
gonna
on.
say this though is they the women's inboxes that I fall into are the ones that constantly post pictures every day. Okay, that's why I fall in the inbox, and I only fall in the ones I don't do it every time they post the pictures. Some I'm like, okay, I can dig that one right there. Hey girl, how you doing? How your day been going? Something like that. You know what I'm saying? Or if they need a little bit more blush, okay, like maybe stay out the blush on the cheeks. Okay, cheeks, you got a little bit too much blush on the cheeks. Get a little something to dull that out a little bit. Okay, all right, do that. Now let me ask y'all. What are some games that men have played with y'all and Josh? The same with you. I see we had a list of games. I got to get back and see these games. See the list.
We need the list because it's. I mean,
What's the game that you picked, Josh?
what was mine? Mine was
I'm trying. Let me
dang,
go
what
back and
was it?
see. I'm about to go see.
Guess who?
You gonna have to make
Guess
me
who?
slide out. Somebody got to. What is it? Guess who? Okay. I don't. I ain't gonna lie to you. I really didn't understand the concept. Anybody got some direction, Doc? What you think?
Okay,
I'm saying on the
Yeah,
topic
so
itself,
tell
so
her,
I can
dog.
elaborate.
yeah,
Give me a lane.
like the rules of the actual game rules of the game that you picked, and then apply those rules to how they were kind of perverted or applied to a
I
dating.
mean, I read it, but it's like, guess who? Like, it kind of threw me off on the end. You know what I mean? On the lead, on the start of it. You know what I mean? I read the direct. Of course, I read. It. You know, I read. It. That's what
Oh
I'm.
well, each person
I know we all had a different one.
has like
How
their
does the
own
game
person.
react to your life and relationship? How does the game play a part in your life?
Guess who? I mean, I don't even know what guess who is, yo. I ain't gonna lie to
That's
you.
that's what I was about to explain.
That's why I'm saying
So
I
so
don't know
guess
that
who? You have
game.
all these rows of people's faces, pictures, men, women, kids, whatever.
Okay,
And then each player picks a picture. And then they put it over like on the side, and then the other
you talking
person
about like
has to guess.
charades, basically, something like charades.
Uh, not really. So the other
It's
person
just a
has
match.
to no. The other person has to guess the picture of the person that they picked, and
Oh,
then when you make a guess, so you'll be like, "Do they have glasses?" And if you say no, then you put down all the people who have glasses because that wouldn't be their person. So you ask questions that ends up leading you to know who their person is, and then when you guess who it is, you win the game.
well, I got some. I mean, I don't know if I'm ever. I still don't know if I'm going to make out right. But all I can say as a start of it is, I know that through my experiences, you will see, will be guessing forever. Like, I mean, I feel like through my experiences, women have rushed, like, try to rush things. You know what I mean? At times, so like, you don't really get to know who they are. You know what I mean? When they're moving too fast, you're learning on the fly. You know what I'm saying? And that's not good. I mean, I had say so in things, but I feel like I don't know. I feel like I got caught up in the. I don't know. Women can have games sometimes. I feel women. I've
They
experienced women.
stay
I feel
on
like that.
game.
I for real. I feel like women have game at times. Not all women, not majority,
They
but
stay on
some I've
game.
encountered. They be like, they'll say some things like, once y'all have like a. The first thing with a person is usually physical attraction. You might like her smile. It might be her intellect. You know what I mean? It might be her ambition, whatever it is. When you know this person, you know what I mean? Not just some stranger you don't know. Somebody you know what I mean? Maybe it's somebody in your neighborhood that you know that you grew up with that you never really talked to like that. You know what I mean? Y'all was cool. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm just using examples, but like I don't do strangers. That's what I'm saying. Because I won't just be talking to no chick that's strange and somewhere else in Pennsylvania. I wouldn't do it. I mean, I ain't trying to get catfish, so I wouldn't play that game. That's why I was telling you, Doc. Like, I wouldn't be responding to people. I got girls sending me friend requests every day. I think they fake pages. I don't know them. If I don't know them, I ain't had them. It's like at least three a day. I ain't gonna say it's a 10.
Try
But
talking
like,
to the ones you already know.
I mean, that's scary sometimes where I live. I mean, to my opinion, the women ain't all up to par where I'm at. I mean, I'm just again, y'all know my focus. My focus is us. Obviously, if I got to work on me. I still got a lot of work on me. You feel me? So I'm not
Yeah.
really chasing no woman. But like I said, women, y'all know how y'all are. I mean, if you have kids or if you haven't had kids, women come with a lot of emotions, a lot of hormones.
Baggage.
You know what I mean?
Baggage.
You're gonna get different versions of a woman.
Dudes be emotional, and that's
Come on,
weird.
wait. Let the man
Yeah.
tell his
Right?
story. Let the man
See,
tell his
I thought we
story.
weren't Queen Jate, I thought we weren't cutting nobody off, but I feel you, Mom. I thought you was getting it together. But like I was saying though, like I mean, through my experiences, I mean, all women are different. All women are different, but y'all all are emotional in your own way.
But
Or
you're saying
you might
y'all
just
like
take
some
Here
emotion
we
for
go.
rock
Here we
passion
band.
go.
sometimes.
Here
You know
we
what I mean?
go.
You might mistake your emotion for passion sometimes too, because you're so emotional. You know what
True.
I mean?
That's
Over
true. That's true.
yes, you
That's
guys,
true.
you know what
Exactly.
I mean? Go ahead. Where
Oh,
she go? I
now
thought
she
she was.
gone. Now
Are
she
you
left.
good?
I don't
Yeah,
know.
we waiting on
I
you.
feel
You got
like
something
that'd
to say
be
about it?
a scapegoat for men trying to use our hormones to kind of invalidate our feelings. Like they think that we're overly upset because of our hormones or whatever when
But
we're
that's what
probably
y'all
just
say though. Y'all
No.
always say my hormone,
and
you
and
know,
that's fine.
my
We can
Yeah,
say
hormone.
that. We
anytime
can
too.
say
It's a
that
good
about
time.
our own because we know when our hormones are affecting us. But y'all use it whenever y'all don't want to take accountability for creating a situation that had us react the way we did because we're reacting to whatever you did.
Dog, you know
We're
what I
not just
did?
popping up like just oh you breathing. Why I feel like it's not
Dog, you know
because
what
you're
I did to
if
calm
it's
a
like
woman
that.
down one
Leave.
time? You know what I did to calm her down? I said it in the chat today. All I did is woman, she was hollering, cussing at me. I just went in the refrigerator and pulled out a red Fago. She calmed down.
I'm sick of you, Ty.
I just pulled out a red Fago. Boop, calm down. Then I went and grabbed a bag of chips. I'm like, you straight now? Can we talk now? Are you gonna listen to me now? Yes. There it
The
is.
ladies I've encountered, that wouldn't work. I ain't gonna lie. Yo, stop. Y'all gotta teach me how to do all that. I just gotta
Will
They all look
Will
at
must be back here. Will must be in
right.
there.
that wouldn't work for none of the ladies I've encountered in my day. But like I
Yeah,
said, like
get a box of chocolate too. Get some Hershey's chocolate.
chocolate. She might
Yeah,
think, oh,
but
you trying to get her
hey,
you
I'm
get her
giving
some
y'all
Yeah,
the
chocolate.
game
bro.
though, so
Don't
don't
get me started.
Man,
See,
don't
that'll
discount that.
calm
I'm
them
telling
down.
you, if
That'll
you
keep
ever
them
want
calm.
to not escalate a situation, don't try and act like you know a woman's body better than she. Oh, this must be your time of the month or your hormone. Don't speculate. Don't do none of that. Especially if she's trying to voice how she feels. She wants you to listen. Don't try and mansplain what she's feeling or however whatever she's reacting to. You can't tell her how to react to you. So if she feels upset, then understand why she's reacting like that. And then if it's something that you can do, then do it. And if you don't want to do it, then don't. But just understand that that's how she's going to react because you're not trying to compromise and meet her in a way to where she won't react to you like that.
But why?
Because
Hold on, Doc. It's two sides. Oh,
It,
go ahead.
it definitely is. But if you want to be approached like that, you don't want somebody saying, "Oh, well, you just acting like that because you ain't get to see your game or whatever." Like, you don't want somebody explaining to you why you feel the way that you feel. So if you actually want to understand how they feel, then give them the space to be vulnerable. And that goes for both sides. Yes, but a lot of times men don't understand how to do that. I'm telling you, don't mansplain a woman's feelings to her. That's gonna be the number one way.
I don't think that it is an excuse for a woman to react. That's the problem. We are lacking self-control.
Come on now.
Teach to them. Let them
It
know
certainly is, yeah. But a reaction is a reaction. It's programmed. So if they're not being put in an environment to change that programming, then they're going to continue to react like that. So if you're not understanding, like, oh, every time I say this, she reacts like this.
The man is there for corrective purpose.
Exactly, but they don't do that. They don't say every time I do this, you react like
this.
That's
why we here.
Why is that? But they don't do that.
As soon as they do say something, that's when a woman comes along and says, you shouldn't have said it like that. But you shouldn't be concerned about the mailman. You should be only concerned with the message. And so the thing about it is we lack self-control. We look for excuses to validate the reasons why we haven't taken time to find the control for ourselves. We are all without excuse. All without excuse.
Indeed. But the thing is,
you're in an environment or not that's conducive to growth, there is still evidence in the world, in the atmosphere that shows his order. So you are without excuse as to why you continue to react as opposed to respond. So reacting is naturally in the flesh. That's the issue. You can't do anything in the kingdom in the flesh. So if you're reacting, that means you're utilizing your 5 bodily senses to make sense of a world. And he says you can't use none of that. That stuff is dead in the kingdom world. So when you're operating from the foundational truth, you're operating from a response that you now trained your body. And that's what we're talking about. The nervous system. The nervous system in the body is designed to react. That's a problem, but it's also a good thing. So when you look at fight and flight in the kingdom perspective, fight and flight changes. You don't have to run or flee. You don't have to fight up. All you got to do is flight, higher your thinking, and elevate, change your mind for the kingdom, how you look at a situation or look at yourself. And then the fight is understanding the battle is not even yours to begin with. So you have no place in it, no worry about it. And it's already won. It's over. There is no futuristic bout that. That's why when people talk about I'm a soldier in the army, honey, for what? He has a host of angels. Those are his soldiers. You were never called for that. Get out of that box. And so when you're reacting and responding is showing the difference between maturity and immaturity. You should be responding to the things that you already know people gonna do. We should be over the stuff that people do in life. Excuse me, the stuff that we also do to people in life. We should be over it. And it should be like duck on water. And that's why I always emphasize, change your mind for the kingdom. Respond. Don't react to situations. It's showing the difference between your maturity level and your immature level. It also shows the difference between whether you operate from the flesh or you operate from the spirit and the truth. So make sure your response time increase. And that's why we're first responders. It should get faster and faster and faster. So when somebody do something, it's like, girl, please. Do please. And here's the thing too. Did you put yourself in a situation to be in what? Because most of the time it's you, not the other person. And you can't tell somebody how to respond, how to say something to you. If anything, be mature enough to receive the message and let it go. Let it go. We got our feelings into so much. And that's another thing why this segment is so important, because catch friends, not these feelings everybody want to catch. And being on your menstrual don't give you no excuse to reign in foolishness. It does not. That's why we're learning now about our menstruals and how to track what's going on the first week, the week you're on, the week that comes after next, what's happening in the ovulation, what's happening to your body in these, so that you're able to control that and not put that burden upon any person, including the man you say you love. That's craziness.
And men, every time you bring up her hormones or her menstrual, you are taking on the responsibility of that. That's why I'm telling y'all, keep our ovaries out y'all mouths. and mind your
But it's
business.
not their responsibility.
No, but that's what I'm saying. The minute they say, "Oh, the reason why you're acting like this is because you're on your menstrual or they don't know that they're not in our bodies. They don't even have our ovaries to even say that that's what causes it. So when they do that, they're taking responsibility for that because now you're trying to explain to me why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling.
No. Here's the thing. It's called observation. If I know you on your period, the same rules applying to women. It ain't like it's changing. If I know you in your period, if I know the symptoms that come prior to your period, if I know the symptoms that's happening after your period, if I know the symptoms that's happening in ovulation and the different things that you come through, now maybe it's case specific for certain people, but it's not going to really change that much. If you're around this particular time and I know that you emotional and I'm a whole man that pays attention to you, then I know this ain't no just out the blue type stuff and you just, no, you on your menstrual. You tripping.
But they don't say it like that. That's what I'm saying. They use it as a dig or like I said, to invalidate a very valid feeling that you have. Like they say something and you're trying to understand.
How is the feeling valid, sis? Tell me the feeling is valid when you shouldn't even have your feelings in it.
No, but that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. We're human beings. We have feelings, and you're going to feel how you respond to those feelings, and how you express those feelings.
With it, Doc.
And how you express those feelings. Yeah,
operating the spirit, queen.
And we're supposed to, but we don't. We talking truth. We don't. I guarantee. I am a very elevated person, and I'm in much control, and I do still end up in my feelings. And I excuse myself.
Everybody wants to use their body as a reason why they can do whatever it is they want to do. No, we are called higher. You are called to operate in that spirit, in that truth. If you're still operating from the flesh,
and we're not going to be 100% with every time. We just not. It's just not going to be a thing. So
that's why you're not perfect.
When someone else tries to tell you that it's not okay to be, because you might have been trudging on doing very well, you sitting in a good place, but then you end up getting stressed because now you're probably spreading yourself a little too thin. You said yes to a couple of too many things. It absolutely is. However, and exactly, but that's what I'm saying. And that's going to weaken whatever it is that you're holding up or you're trying to put forth, because that's going to take effort, because that's not the natural state of our body to not feel, to not have feelings. So you have to have feelings, and you have to express those feelings. Now, how you choose to express those feelings, that's what we're talking about. But I'm not talking about that. That's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about the choice of how you chose to express those feelings. I'm saying that however you feel is exactly how you're supposed to feel, and you can feel that way. If you feel jealousy or you can feel that. It's okay, but you don't need to express it. You don't need to act on it. But someone can't say that, oh, you wrong for feeling that way. Like, but if I was like, then I wouldn't have felt that way.
That can't even be true if love equals correction. My whole job is to tell you, you are wrong for feeling that way. You should not be a jealous person. You should not be envious. I should be edifying you and building you up. Like, why would you want somebody else that? Why would you?
But that's what I'm saying, because the problem isn't the feeling. The problem is what prompted that feeling. So it's something within them that they feel that they're either lacking or whatever, and that's a personal problem. So because they don't, and that's the thing. That's what I'm saying. You can't tell them what the root cause of their problem is if they don't even know, because they don't know. Because if they knew what the root cause was, then they'd be able to go and heal it. But if they don't know what the root cause is, then they can't heal it. You can say, oh, you got a bump on your face, but that's not the reason why the bump is there. So yeah, you can tell them that they have a bump on their face, but they don't know, like, oh, you got to eat better, you got to drink more water.
You have people who are specialists and doctors, so that's like when they
still got to choose to go and see them.
Here's the thing, though. If I'm paying attention and I'm observing you, period. If I know you, if I'm watching and studying you, bro, don't miss me with that BS. You tried to project your crap upon me. Don't do that. And when you correct it, now you want to have a pity party and get me involved in your feelings. No, them your feelings. Check them at the door. This is not that. You try to bring this stuff in relationship, and this is why this stuff comes crumbling down. We all in our feelings. You don't have no right to feel nothing. Nothing. What about how you do God? What rights do he have? And he ain't exercising. But when we're talking about perfection, he's talking about being perfect in love. And that's the problem. When opportunity presents itself for a woman and a woman is out of order and a man attempts to correct, Then here we go again. Oh, it's about how you said it. Why you? No. Get that correction, boo. Period. You out of line. You out of order. And again, I say, as soon as you called out, all you do is start putting on the waterworks. Let me tell you, them tears don't even move God. What make you think it's supposed to move a man? You tripping. Women have been out of line for a minute right now. And it ain't nobody out here telling them nothing. And the moment a king stands up, he gets shut down by a bunch of women. And
but my point was saying that if you don't know that, like, if she's not on her period, she's not going through whatever it is that you're saying is her problem, that's going to create a problem, because now it's like, dang, like, you're not watching me close enough to even know, and then now you offering wrong information about something that I didn't ask you for it, none of that. Like, I was just trying to say, because
people
1, 2, 3, and then you popped up, well, it's ABC.
I totally get what you're saying, Doc. I really do. And
I'm saying they can perturb the situation more than it needs to be. Like, if you see she's agitated and you know it's not your fault.
As the woman, if it's perturbing the situation, that's your whole job to fix it. And that's one thing. What women always say is me did something to me. Me and did this, me and did that. But here's the thing. Let's look at law.
Lack of accountability.
Let's look at law. If a man did it, that means that you are now the person in position to fix it, forgive, restore, and repeat. And the reason the world is the way it is because when it got to you, you didn't do that. And instead, you blame the man and say, we don't need them. We can start whatever we want on our own. And that goes back to my for this week is house. We keep playing house. We keep on mix up our own way of doing things. And we keep wondering why it's falling to crap. And you pull on God for certain stuff, but when it's really time for that real correction and truth, it's like, no, but see, it's this. No, it ain't that. You out of order. You keep trying to shape your own life. And that ain't it. Go back to prescription. And we don't want to do that. We with house, we like to put our own family members together. We like to the fine people with the fine people. I always want to play with him anyway. Somebody, the mama, somebody there, the hierarchy, the children, all of this stuff. This is our own imaginations. I was so crazy. I was talking to a mentee yesterday, and she 19, 20, and she was like, it's just crazy to me how I keep trying to live the 7-year-old fantasy I planted in my mind. And that's what we're doing out here. We're still trying to live out these fantasies of what relationship is, and it's false. And it keeps dropping at the bottom, and then everybody looking like this. But emotion shouldn't be here. We're supposed to be in spirit. We're supposed to be in truth. We're supposed to be mature. We're supposed to be loving. That's where our perfection lies. And that's where he's looking for results. Not in your flesh, but recognize what's happening in your flesh and fix it. Stop making excuses for this stuff. It's not fair. And men are not to blame. Self is. Amen. Because everybody had a role to play and nobody exercises the proper roles. So guess what? Let's get back in order. Let's get back in order. Man, say it. And don't be afraid of a woman saying anything different. You say it and you correct us. Because that's your job. Anything outside of that.
Make sure you know what you're talking about before you open your mouth. I'm telling you, I'm not dead serious. No, because that's the problem. It be men that be trying to juggle too many women and then you call the wrong cycle out.
Man,
come on, we know y'all.
Regarding a woman, because we've come from man. If anybody knows, they know. It doesn't make sense to say that we know, and they know because we are coming from out of them. So it can't make sense that we know more than them. We can't be more than the person above us. That's not possible. So we got to get in line and get in order and understand that they're man for a reason. We're complementary. What's wrong with that? We are help. What's wrong with that? Why is it that today women don't want to show up and help nobody but themselves? What's wrong with what's up with us? We got the man complex. We ain't got to take care of ourselves. We never had to. That's what they was there for. It was some bitter back woman that grouped up some other bitter folk and was like, come on, we can do it ourselves because they bitter. They didn't like the rules from the gate. And so it's time. This what Rock Truth is. This what Rock Single is. We're gonna get this thing back online. We're gonna get this thing back together. Dead in them emotions. They can't make it here in the kingdom. Change your mind. This is security check. This is why we stuck at the door, because we stuck in our feelings. You ain't supposed to felt nothing. And even if you felt something, let's go back. How do you think God felt when you did what you did?
Let the church say amen.
Oh,
Let the
amen.
church say amen.
Talk to him.
Amen.
Preaching on him.
Time to take up offering.
Trying
Yeah.
to show somebody else's stuff.
But I
Just
mean,
show
but
up in love, man. What's wrong with that?
yeah.
Hey, Queen.
But I mean, there's steps to everything. And it's like people not ripping that Band-Aid off. You gotta rip the Band-Aid off
You have to.
first. And that's what I'm
You
saying.
have
Like
to.
a lot of relationships, there's a lot of even identified wounds, because a lot of times like it might be something that's like a side trigger or a sub trigger. So somebody is doing something that they've always done since you met them, and they just literally being them, living their life, but now all of a sudden for some reason today that thing bothers you, and then you're not thinking of like, oh, it is close to the time that such and such passed, or it is close to the time that I should have graduated from school by now, but I dropped out and never, like whatever. And that's that stuff that gets buried deep that you didn't really want to deal with. You never properly grieved. You never actually understood why you didn't finish. Like, are you planning on finishing? And why, like, then, and really addressing like what your problem is to solve, and why that thing that they're doing triggered you. Like, why is it that them living their life is triggering you when they're making the best decision for themselves? Like, they can't make decisions for you, so why would you try to make decisions for them for your comfort, because you're not dealing with the issue that's being triggered, which is your issue, not theirs.
Not theirs.
And so at the core of that, if you're on the outside looking in, you can tend to see it better. Like, oh, well, it seems like every time I do this, you react in this way. Why is that? That's the question that's never getting asked. They just want to say, oh, well, you acting like this because it's da-da-da-da-da, or it's da-da-da-da-da, instead of asking them what they think their problem is, because that's how you walk them into that. So like, yeah, it's not the blind leading the blind, because you're the one that's seeing. So if you see it, then you're helping the blind. That's being of service. So it's not coddling, it's not correcting, but there's a very solution based way to handle that, as opposed to just invalidating how they're feeling and not really trying to solve that problem. Like, well, why is this your emotional response to this? Like, that question doesn't get asked. Nobody tries to dig into it. They're not going to ask it, because they're probably perfectly okay with reacting like that because it makes them feel better. So they're going to continue to react like that.
That's their problem.
Exactly.
If they're not even asking themselves why they reacting like that, Houston, you got another problem.
Yeah, and they're okay with it. And when you allow it, that's what you're allowing them to continue to do. So you either leave them as they are, or you actually show them where the solution. If you're planning on staying, you're taking responsibility for being their helpmate and being of service to help them solve that problem. Because if it makes you uncomfortable being around them when they react to you like that, because me personally, if you blow up, I don't care. I'll stand there and watch you act the fool. Are you done? Oh, okay. Do you still need me to?
I'm probably laugh, and then I'm probably gonna say something. I'm gonna say something, and I'm not really gonna be cognizant of what I say or how I say. I'm going to say it because I'm married, and you can't control me. If anything, please get them gems I'm about to drop on you and take this correction. But what I'm not going to do is excuse or pretty much change my being to compliment you or accommodate you. I'm not doing that.
Exactly.
I was never told to do that. The reason I'm married is because I have a way of carrying a certain package. I was designed this way to take this package to you a certain way. If you wanted to hear TD Jake say it, go hear him say it and talk in that smooth voice. My voice ain't that. My voice ain't that. You're going to get it like this, and then we're going to go out to eat afterwards. I don't understand what the problem is. Please. And I expect the same thing from you to me. I do. Right. Please. And let's go out to eat afterwards, because I like to eat.
That's a lie.
She said she liked to eat. You heard that part. She said she liked to eat. Let's go out there afterwards. See, there you go.
I don't understand, because it shouldn't be a problem. Like, I thought we were friends. I thought we were friends.
And
Yes,
Yo,
and
she
that's
yes,
what
always,
it is.
correct.
Like
yeah, she always
Friends,
people
break you
don't.
friends
down.
can eat.
She always
Friends can
get
eat
you at
together
the
at
end.
the buffet. I'll
Yeah,
take you to the old country buffet.
but
Get
people
you
don't want
some
that
mashed potatoes and
uncomfortable
some rice.
interaction
Yeah,
of digging, because
Uh,
somebody gonna have to bite that little piece of wood, and the other person
Look
gonna have to
at
think,
that.
I think I almost got it, I can see up in there, and nobody wants to do that.
Yeah.
Like it's gonna be
Who
painful,
got
and
that
if
game?
they're
Who got
willing,
that
and
game?
oh, Operation, yeah,
Yeah,
and that's the one that's not on there because
Operation.
no one wants to play that game. No one wants to actually do the work on each other
Nah,
and
Right.
actually
nah.
help
What
each
Yep.
is that?
other heal these
What is
I
things.
tried
So
to play
you
that
just like,
game
oh
and
well, you
got
need to
blocked.
go and solve your problems, but you want to hang around and be in their face and take up their time while you
yeah,
expect them to
y'all
go and
are,
right?
solve
oh,
their
knew
problems
y'all
by
was gonna
themselves.
ask
Like
that
you
question.
Facts.
can't get
Right.
your cake and eat it too. If you want to
Fact.
be here and in my space,
Come on.
then you're planning on helping me be the best
Why
me and
are
be
you
a better me.
here?
And if
Why
you're not
are
doing
you
that, you
here?
are in the way. And people
Oh,
love
I
being
can
in
dig
the
it.
way and complaining about the person that's sitting
Stay in
there
the way.
hurting and
I can dig
bleeding
it.
on them. Like you can leave. And
You
people
can
Stay
don't
in the way.
leave. And then they
yeah,
add
you
more wounds and then be mad at them for bleeding all
can
over
be
their
mad
carpet.
at them. This is
or it'd be
crazy.
like, oh, I wasted so much time. You chose to do that.
You
Yeah,
You
chose
you
to
should have
chose
do
Right.
been
to.
there.
that.
Now you
You
having
saw he waited for
resentment
the act
because
right
of
for you, boo
something
boo.
you did. Because
You
of
did
something you did.
you did that.
You saw she wasn't gonna
It's
stop
just
talking crazy to you and you stayed.
You
Oh.
stay, bro. Like, come on, man. We come on,
so. Who
man.
are you really
So
mad at?
either
Are you mad
you're
at
gonna
you or
help
are you mad at
elevate
them?
her to get in control of her emotions and help her respond
Yeah.
instead of react, or you can
Yeah.
leave.
Got to get control
And
of
it
your
Period.
goes
emotions.
back to what the key said. Like we said, I think it was like show one or two. Communication.
Come on.
Talking,
Come
communicating.
on.
Whatever needs to be said, whenever it needs to be said. That would like
Who
eliminate
is that?
so many
Yeah, I
problems.
know. Somebody
So
singing.
many problems. Some my
It
sister.
will
I mean
though. It will.
my daughter,
He's
my daughter.
naturally he is. He
My daughter.
absolutely knows your body and how you act and grow up and change. Facts. Shout out to Anthony Williams. Facts.
So silly. What was the game? It was not it. Who has not it? Who has not it?
I didn't have it.
Me,
CC.
We did
yeah,
mine.
Yeah.
CC.
Okay, not it.
That's what I talked about. Not
CC.
it.
yeah, I got that one.
I'm not taking responsibility.
Fact.
Not it. What?
Deep
Why are
flag,
you here?
the
Why are
green
you
light
here?
kind of crap. You know, I'm like, what is all this
Mr.
mess?
Freeze, Mr. Freeze. Who had Mr.
hmm
Freeze?
That's when they up and
Yep,
ghost.
Trying to
yep, I
trap
got
folks.
it. Yep, that's the one I got.
Trying to
Too.
trap
But
folks. Don't move. Don't go nowhere. But I'm about to be on mute.
Right.
I mean, I don't know. I would definitely say my last situation, I learned a lot. All of this we're talking about, like I definitely applied all of that because although I felt that person was in the wrong, God would come back and check me, and I'm like,
Hmm.
you know what you checking
What's the
me for?
truth?
You ain't saying nothing to him, you know. And
Yeah,
I'm just
because
like, and I would
you
go to my
you at
past,
trial on your own, Queen.
right? And I would go to
You
my
at,
past, and I'm like, well, why does God keep coming to me? Why
you at
keep he?
trial on your own, Queen.
Um,
Ain't nobody
oh
else
my
in your
God.
hearing.
I know. So it's like the tag not it thing. And like I said, you know, but I realized that man was in a damage. You know what I'm saying? That's a damaged individual. So you're expecting too much in the first place. You know what I'm saying? You're not looking
Hmm.
at
Okay.
it from a realistic perspective. This dude came
Mm.
up himself. Like, you know, buddy all over the place in his thoughts, his mind and his spirit. What are you expecting from this man? What are you gonna get from this? Like you said, you could leave. Is this something you could deal with? Can I build with this? Am I gonna tolerate this? If not, leave buddy alone. Like you told me before, like in the previous one, with another girl, I was telling you, get out of their way and let them go out and be
Yeah.
great. Because
Please.
you're holding them, you in the way, and that you're gonna get ran over. And like you say,
Come
you said
on.
all this time, no, buddy gonna run straight past you, run over you because you can't stop these people. Same thing with a woman. Like we can tear down our own house with our own. I mean, we can do a lot of damage. Buddy had already thought about it. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to be out of this. And that last argument, he like, all right, this is it. And you like, what happened? Why you won't call? What happened? He gone. So the tag not, what I would definitely say tag not it is accountability, like you said. Bro, let's be grown. Let's sit down and communicate. Let's talk about what went wrong. Why, you know what I'm saying? Don't just say, oh, it's your fault and you the reason why it's like this. And, you know, because that does something to a person mentally, bro. Like they're
It
really
does.
looking at their self like, what am I doing wrong whole time? You don't even know if that's accurate. But you searching self so hard, you're mentally beating up on yourself and you like, You come to find out it wasn't you.
At
It
all.
was them.
At
And
all.
now you
And
messed
all you
Never
had to
up.
was.
do was ask
And
instead of
you
just
messed up
assuming.
Yep.
trying to
Are you the one that always do the acts? You always do the acts, and I think you are because I remember putting you in place for this one because of you always do the acts and the knock, and that's why you all you had
it's
to do
like
was
you
ask.
trying to fix something in yourself, and it's like, bro, and I mean, because you like this person or y'all value, you want this relationship, you want to build. So whatever they saying, you taking, you know what I'm saying, account of. You like, man, am I really damaged? Do I really not know how to talk to people? Am I really aggressive? You checking all these things in yourself, and you like, nah, nigga, nah, it's you. Like you been doing you. I just picked your card. I basically just peeped
Yeah.
game on what you was doing the whole time. But you mentally messed me up, thinking that I was a messed up individual, and whole time it was you, bro. And
Games.
that does toll on a person.
Yeah,
And
yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
and then too, when you do your self reflection of it, because I even went back in, back deep, and I'm like, man, could it be because of my childhood, or, the father figure? Like I believe that was a God thing that made you do all these different self evaluations. But at the end of the day, you doing all this, and then you come to find out this person ain't for you no way. Now look at what all I done done.
Hey, but guess what? Now you even more prepared for who
Right.
is.
That's right.
Because you didn't did the
Right,
Thank
right,
you.
work.
right,
Thank
right,
you.
Amen.
Because I was
right.
about to say, like, what does that mean? Like, you've done the work, and that's the good thing. It ain't that
Yeah,
that's a bad thing. You've actually went through to discover the things that are in you, not the other person that you needed to work on in order to go to the next person. That's a great thing that whatever that is didn't work out. It wasn't supposed to, but it was supposed to shift
right.
and mold. And if you got those
And
lessons,
that,
go on to the next one. But it shouldn't discourage you from loving again. That's what we having a
yeah,
problem.
Exactly.
We keep
Yep. Go and
the
get
people out the
all
blind. Yeah.
shielded up, walled up, like nope, 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 nope,
Come
nope. And then you
And
walking with your head down. Nope, ain't nobody finna. I don't want nobody. And then it's like if he was coming, like you ain't gonna see him now.
that's true.
He gonna
Now
see
you
you
and
got
the
all
that.
walled
beautiful,
up. He gonna be
Sound
like,
like a
oh,
lot of
Now you got
walls. It
she's
sound like
broken.
walls
He
cut
gonna
up heavy
he
over
gonna be
here.
like
Mhm.
step
Walls
over
cut
the
up.
and
pile
the
of
Walls cut
glass
up
that is
everywhere on
you,
this podcast.
and go
Hey,
on
the
like
beautiful
who's whole.
Selena, let me ask you this, Selena. Do you think we should do a part two next week? Because I had to honestly say this was a great conversation, and we didn't even hit on some of the game. We hit on some of the other games, and I got to get out of here. I got to get out of here real quick. So
Okay,
I'm
well
just saying
let's go
maybe
ahead and get
next
out
week
of
we
here.
should do a
But
part two.
we have a scheduled part two coming up. Remember, it
We do
is scheduled
okay,
for the first
okay.
of August. Yep. So next week we're going into we are in July, right, guys? Yeah. So we're
Yeah, we
going
in
into
July
Seek Love
next
I
week.
Like. And this is our musical themed month, and we will be doing Don't Do Anything for Clout. So we will come back to board games, though, guys. The first week
Okay,
of August.
okay,
Yeah, we're coming back.
okay. Cool,
We're
cool.
coming back.
All
And
right, everybody. I'm
I
gonna cut out of here. I'll see y'all next week.
All
and
right,
what
I
I
love
wanted
y'all.
to
Peace.
say,
All right.
That's how
yeah.
that's the rock single ending.
No, I'm saying I was leaving.
Yeah, he was
Y'all
leaving.
stay.
Yeah.
Y'all stay.
We strong.
I'm
I mean,
leaving.
we strong. We strong.
I'm leaving. I gotta
Okay,
run, y'all. I'll see y'all.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah,
cool.
cause yeah, we on a good thread.
but
All
Okay,
right.
the
okay, blessings.
like you were
All right.
saying earlier,
Blessings.
sis, joining that bitter women train. I'm not getting on that train, bro, because it's so easy to get on that train. That bitterness, they start all these different sister circles, and let's go and talk about the men. And I'm not
Yeah,
with all that, man. I love to
yeah.
be a king. I
I was in a group like that. I was in a group, and I'm thinking like at first it was like and it's Christian women. This the crazy part. It's Christian women. Like I'm not understanding what y'all following. Because I can read. You know what I'm saying? I'm just not understanding what you're following. And that we in the group and it's going, girl. We have to have it. All right, girl. All right,
uh,
girl. And then, girl, they start dogging kings. I'm like, wait, whoa, hold on. Who who at fault? Who did what? No, you did it. You put yourself in that. You allowed that. And I'm telling you, and then you tell them that, and they still like, no, it was because he.
But then they still with him too, and I'm just
And
like,
they, oh, stop it, Doc. You're gonna get
so
a
you
shut in.
talk about he did what with your friend and your sister and did and
Yeah,
where, and then
yeah,
he still got his stinky socks in your closet though, right?
yeah,
Oh, kiddo. Okay.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
and because like and that's why I stopped giving advice and all that stuff, and people no, because you're gonna end up right back with them next week. I don't have time for it. Like when you've
Bad.
already left them, come to me for healing. Come to me to find out how to not uh put a hard wall around your heart and not find who actually is for you. That's what you come to
I'm
me
just
for.
saying.
Don't come to me asking me about how to fix something that is clearly broken. If you got the time to complain about all this stuff, and like this is like big stuff. It's not like, oh, he leaves the
You
seat
know what I'm
up,
saying?
or he drink all the milk and then don't like. No, it's not stuff like that. Like that stuff, he high about. But like this is like real disrespectful. Like I clearly don't care about you type stuff that's not even the way that you build a friendship with somebody. Like if this isn't how you would treat your friend and you're allowing this man to treat you like that, like why would you think I would want to help you maintain or salvage that? Like some stuff you just need to leave it where it's at so y'all can part ways. Because sometimes the trying to force each other to heal together makes more damage. Sometimes you absolutely
Unnatural.
have to separate from the other person to properly heal. And if you can't do that, then I'm not
You're
the one
got
to
a
talk to.
problem. You're
Yeah,
showing you
boy.
got a problem. You have an insecure problem. You lack the ability to be alone. You have an identity crisis. All of these things will stem back to you still getting you together. Like for real. You brought up a good point, Doc. I normally like for real, like I watch certain stuff, but when it comes to like the transgender stuff, I really wouldn't normally play it. Like I saw this clip and it was saying like black girls be with ice, like eat ice like candy. My clip. However, I can't do no men in dresses and all this. I love my kings. However, you brought up an interesting point about women and their decision making and staying in these relationships, knowing dang on well all this stuff going on. And this is one of my favorite clips from Key and Peele. Uh, let's watch it real quick. It is too hilarious. Hold on, let me go to it. I love how her friend responded to everything, girl. This is hilarious.
Oh, hold on a second.
Hold on a second.
Oh, hell no. He did not just text working late. That shit is weak. You know what? Working late my ass. If you don't walk through that door in the next half an hour, he may as well not even come home tonight because I'm not going to be there waiting for his cheating ass. Okay. Clint, you know what I'm saying? I will be there waiting because a lot of shit from me. Okay. And if he think he gonna do this shit again, he is sorely mistaken. Okay. Because my man gets one chance. Okay. One. Okay. And then after that, he get one more. Okay. And then after that, he gonna get 3 strikes. Then you're out. Okay. And if I ever find out that my man was me, he better get as far away from me.
I'm weak.
Wait, he said
Hey,
one more chance, then 3 strikes. Then what?
Like when he called on it, though, you know that.
Hey, Queens, I'm not a
I'm
big
saying
fan
when
of
they
the
be
men in
called.
dresses myself. I don't indulge in that Tyler Perry stuff or anything like that. I'm just saying me myself. I don't watch stuff like that. I ain't the Brokeback
But
Mountain type dude. You know what I mean? We ain't, you know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I didn't realize they had a lot of curse words,
Not my
but
lane
it
a
was
little
good.
bit.
but
No.
Yeah.
Sarah,
I
two
mean,
things that you said, like you said, I'm not getting on that train either. Because you and Mary, like you said, like these women, I don't want no man. I said, listen, baby, I'm not here to front. That ain't my story. I don't care what has happened in the past. You could be somewhere 60 years old talking about I don't need, but I'm not gonna front. I desire to have me a king, honey.
That's right.
So that's not my
talk to him,
story.
Tay. You've
So
been a little quiet
I'm
tonight. Talk
never
to him, Tay.
gonna
You've been a little
be
quiet. Tell him to stop being so bitter over
bitter
there.
and so mad
Yeah.
that like what you say?
Y'all sound a little bitter over there on the side.
Are you listening to
Y'all
what I'm
saying,
saying? Are
you
you
know,
listening to the words I said? I said not bitter, and I'm confused why you like. Is
no,
he
what I'm
getting
saying is, I'm saying they come off a little. I mean, they come off like a little resistance of
Who?
wanting a king. You know what I mean? They come off a little. I mean, the
Who?
queen. Not so. I'm saying.
No, I know. You're saying the women that she's talking about, the women that she's talking about that come across as if they don't want kings. Is that what you're saying?
Oh no, not the women. I'm saying the way that they were coming off on there a little bit. They were sounding a little.
Oh,
I'm saying they sounded a little opposite of you about the kinkish thing. It seemed like they're more worried about like I don't know. I think
He's
you can't
trying to
focus too much.
tease.
Who is
He's
they?
trying
You
to
got to
tease
say names.
because
That way we're not assuming anything. We got to clear communication so we know who is
The
they so
ladies that are
we
on the
can address.
podcast with us, Jate, I don't know how Crystal you need it.
Okay, well, do you mean everybody or like,
No,
so are
I'm
you
saying
saying
more
every?
Doc, and
Okay,
I
so
said
drop
more.
names so we can respond properly.
I mean, you give me the chance to, maybe I can catch up and get to you the names. Sierra and
Okay, because
Doc
I
a
was
little
in the
bit.
middle of talking and you just like, oh, they. So, but go ahead because you just like, you must really got to say it big. Go ahead.
Nah, I mean, go ahead, do your thing, Shorty.
Thank
oh
you.
gosh.
Um, Yeah, but yeah, like that's not my story. I'm with you, Sierra. Like I know like women, and I'm related to a lot that it's like, I ain't never ever. And I'm like, why would you let something that clearly wasn't for you? So why even allow something that clearly it wasn't for you from the get-go to control the rest of your life? You know what I mean? Like you're going off that bad experience and you're just like, they're all the same. And I'm like, that sounds so close-minded because none of us are all the same. So I can't stand when people like all women are the same, all men are the same. That's like one of the most closed-minded statements we could ever make. There's no such thing. Just because I don't care if I run into 100 bad ones, you know how many other ones is out there? You know what I mean? So why would I rob myself? Okay, so this person did me dirty and had that type control when I was with them. So even after that situation, I'm gonna put my whole life on hold. I'm gonna put my whole shot at happiness on hold and still continue to give that situation control because I'm just not even gonna give nothing else a chance. I'm robbing myself. I robbed myself of my time and my energy when I was with you. Now I'm going to continue to rob myself of experiencing greatness with the king because of a past experience. I will never.
That's the thing. That's what people are battling. They are battling time. That's the real bout. Where do you live? You know what I'm saying? Like going back, send me your location. Are you in the past? Are you in the future? Are you in the present? The present is the present, is the now. And if you're living anywhere outside of now, you missed it. If you're living in the past, you are depressed. If you're living in the future, you are anxious and you have anxiety because you're trying to control things that you can't. Either way on both ends of the spectrums. But when you live in the now, you know what I'm saying? You're living in the time that God lives in. Ain't no tomorrow. Tell me the memo you got that said you was going to be here. These are jokes. These are seriously Jesus jokes. Everything is for you to do right here, right now, while you have the air, while you have the activities of your limbs, while you ain't no tomorrow. That's what the world keep telling you. The world tells you plan for 5 years. Who got you the memo that said you would be here in 5 years? What are you doing? Change your mind for the kingdom. We are brought into this world and we have been taught worldly culture. It's time to change the culture. You know what I'm saying? Our flesh, our body is not the excuse why our culture can't change. And our culture is simply just loving. And when you start with just that alone, everything about you, other people around you changes. It's not hard. The problem is we don't want to. Let's explore that. Why don't we want to? Because it's not our willed way. Be straight up. It ain't how you wanted it to go. You got attitude and you bitter and you broken. You wanted that man. But what if that man would have done all types of crazy stuff to your life, to your children? Are you crazy? What's wrong with what God wants for us? We have been programmed, and it's time to like change that because we are bitter. We are bitter women, and it's tearing apart our kings. And we're supposed to be looking out for them. We're supposed to be protecting them. We're supposed to be recreating an environment conducive for their growth. You know what I'm saying? And we so stuck on ourselves. We so stuck on I do all that. But what about me? Why I ain't get? I didn't know you supposed to be looking. Anytime it's another person in the room, it's supposed to be about the other person. How did you get your ass fixed back on you? We got a lot of foundational things to kind of go back to. We missing it, but one thing is our idea of love, which is our idea of God. And if you don't know Him, His hand. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Like you don't know Him, you don't know His hand. You'll misinterpret and you'll misunderstand it. And I will always, 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 always go back to the idea of John 3:16. Because you don't know Him, You will misinterpret that entire verse and think the entire thing, everything that Christ did on that cross, had something to do with you. And it can't even make sense. It don't even add up. Not if he placed his own word above himself. How did you fall first on his list to do? He had to recover his namesake. It was damaged. The product was damaged. He had to recover his namesake first and foremost. Like, so let's get cultured, you know, let's get cultured. Let's get back to origin. That's the goal. Stop doing it your way. Can you admit for the first time in your life it don't work?
Never does.
Why we keep
And then
doing
we be mad.
We be mad. We be
Hold
mad.
on. Right here.
Yes, sir. We can hear you. Go ahead, Josh.
No, I'm just saying you're right. It's true. It definitely don't work on your own will. It's not the way it's intended to be. I mean, it is. I agree with you on that. But like, I don't know. We so stuck on emotions. I mean, it's not about. I don't think it's about the male focus on the woman or the woman focus on the male. We got to focus on ourselves first. You know what I mean? That's just more where I think is more important. You know what I mean? When that time, that's what I'm saying. The man to be there, the woman to be there when the time is right. Your king will find you when it's time for meant for him to find you. But you got to work on yourself first. That's what's important.
That's true.
And I don't want people to get like kind of lost in that, because sometimes they'll be like, oh, I gotta be perfect. I gotta have everything in order before someone. No, that is not the case. You have to be doing the work. That's the thing. People are not doing the work on themselves. So if you are already doing the work and you find somebody and they're doing the work on themselves, guess what's gonna happen? You two are gonna be doing the work on yourselves and on each other, because you already know what it's going to take, because you're already doing it. So that's where that multiply and add on to comes in. If you're already doing the work, you're not going to have somebody that's not doing the work, because they're going to see you doing the work and it might motivate them to do it. Like, well, dang, they already working on themselves, so I got to be working on myself before I even approach this person. I have to be already in putting those steps one foot in front of the other before because I could slow this person down. If they're already in a space where they're seeing that they can build with you. That's what that I can build with you. That's where that came from. It's not just about material stuff and a house and that stuff gonna come if y'all are working together to build each other. That stuff is automatic.
Let's go back. Because that part ain't coming because of those things. That's coming if you again seek that kingdom, seek his right. He adds unto. You don't have to worry about that. But that's
Period.
going back to what
But
she
they want to
saying.
see you with it
Prayer
first, like, oh, well, he already got a
no.
house and
Where
got to
did
have
he
a car and all that, because I got
Right.
this and I got that. But then neither one of y'all working on yourself,
I,
so you ain't got nothing.
You don't have
So
nothing. So you have nothing.
that's right.
Everything that
we
you
in a
got added up is dung. That's what you got.
That's right.
That's what
so
you
we
got.
in a big old house, but we two broken. Two
Man,
broken pieces
no,
walking around a big old nice
This
house.
cold house, they had a whole show.
Yeah, yeah.
and when we talk about it, when being whole, that really big difference, because like when you said it's the tag, not it me thing. So in the situation that I had, I'm the one who I went to counseling. I'm just like, well, you know what I'm saying? Like you said, working on self. I began to work on self. Now I can't sort of say he did it, but I'm glad that I did what I did, because I'm like, bro, you encouraged me. You low key encouraged me. You thought you was just pointing out something you aggressive and you quit, but you actually encouraged me. So and I showed him the papers. I was like, dude, thank you so much. I was like, because I realized that there is some things that needs to be worked upon. Now I don't think he did that, but what I learned is some people got more control over themselves, and it will only show you. So you wind up showing you your damages. You know what I'm saying? You wind up. The shield is all this mess you've been covering up. This love you've been trying to avoid relationships, and you've been trying to avoid love because you didn't want to feel this stuff, and it shows you. It showed me. So I helped, and like I said, like we just said, all these houses, it don't matter, bro. We broken, dude. Like we messed up. What is the
Everybody.
trying to get
Everybody.
cribs and cars? What are we doing? What are we trying to build
What are
this
we
empire?
doing?
Bro, we broken. Like we messed up. An argument, shut everything. We'll walk away from all
Hmm.
this. One
Yep.
argument.
That's
argument?
what does that say about us?
Man.
And like Anna's saying, perfection is maturity. Perfection is love. Be mature. Be love. That's the whole goal. That's where your only chance of perfection lies. So before you get married, before you get in these relationships, be perfect in love, meaning you have the proper response time to forgive, restore, repeat, and you don't have a problem with it or an attitude. You agree with the program. That's where your perfection lies. And if two people have worked on being better responders at responding to love and making sure again, because that's what love loves to do. And that's God within us. Let's go back because it has to apply all the way across the board. So that's God within us. That's the duality of the flesh. God needs you to show up 100% fallen, broken, so he can show up 100% in love to cover. He seeks the opportunity to love. That's what we're supposed to be. We're supposed to be seeking the opportunity to love, cover, forgive, restore each other. What happened?
Exactly. Instead
Yeah.
of just shuffling responsibility and blame around and well, I did more work on this than you. And it's like, if you operate in a certain
Maybe
niche,
we
you are
don't want
you. So you gonna be able to do more in that area because you're you. So then that's probably the area where you compliment this person. And if you weren't trying to be in control of everything like Monopoly, then you will see where this other person's strength lies and they can show up in an equal capacity somewhere else.
Yes.
But
Talk about Monopoly.
instead, you got all these walls up, you got all these barriers, and then you mess around and you roll doubles 3 times, and guess what?
Come
You
on,
now
sis.
you're sitting in jail.
Listen.
Why?
In there.
Because you wanted to control everything.
Yep, and
Come on.
manipulation is real, y'all. Like,
Woo!
no cap. You know,
And
we
that's
can
actually part of the definition, one of the definitions for monopoly, to have control over controlling power over everything with the intent to manipulate prices and the market and demand and all of that. So if you are holding a monopoly on all of the aspects of this relationship, if you were the one to approach them, I don't care if you're a man or a woman, you the one to
Come on,
approach, you
sis.
already are in a leadership position because you broke the ice. That's just how interactions work.
Mhm.
And then on top of that, now you're the one that's communicating first. So you're the one, whatever time of day it is, you're always the first to communicate.
I'm
So you are
learning.
still maintaining a leadership position.
Mhm.
Now you're the one who plans all of the dates. Now they might have, I'm not saying they're not suggesting anything, or I'm just saying that all the dates that y'all go on are the ones that you have planned and or paid for. It, like I said, depends on if you're a man or a woman and whatever you normally, however, but even if the woman isn't paying, if she's the one planning all of the dates, she is still in a position of leadership and power because you have not planned anything, or because when you plan something, that's putting your own interest out there. So now they're having another opportunity to learn something new about you, and when you don't take that opportunity, guess what? Now they don't know as much about you as you know about them. If you, every time gifts are exchanged, you get the most expensive gifts or the biggest gifts or the most meaningful or whatever, and the gifts that you get, you don't necessarily like, but you don't never say anything either. So this person, once again, is not learning who you are, what you respond positively to, because you're not saying anything for, fear of looking like you're unappreciative. If they
Or them
feel like,
leaving.
exactly, if they feel like you're being unappreciative because you're saying like, oh, this is nice and I appreciate the gift, but I would prefer something, so you're not wasting your money, because that's what I was saying. Oh, well, I'm probably not really going to be able to use this because I don't eat blah 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 blah, or I don't go to this place if it's like a gift card or something like that. So if you can't use the gift, then obviously, but they don't know that because they don't know you. So they're gonna do, because if that's how they love you by giving you stuff. So direct them, help them be okay with how they love and make it be beneficial for the both of you. They're not wasting their money because they're buying you stuff that you like because you said something.
Yeah.
And after all of this stuff, if the other person is constantly allowing you to do this stuff, and you're constantly being the one in the leadership position, one person is going to have more opportunities to learn more about the other person than not. and then it's going to end up being lopsided because the leader was put out there more by planning all this stuff. The leader directed things to be lopsided because they're not asking, oh, where do you want to go? Like, I feel like I'm the only one because they're not bringing attention to this discrepancy. If you're the one that's in that leadership and you're constantly now as the leader, it is your responsibility as a leader, because that's what leaders do. Like, you've already led us to the edge of the bridge. Like, now as a leader, ask, do you want to jump with me?
Right.
And then when you ask them that, now they have the opportunity to show up. If you never ask that question, then you have crowded them out. You've taken up all of the space and you were okay with that. But now all of a sudden, because you want something, now you're not okay with that. But you can't fault them for that. And that's what ends up happening. You saying, oh, well, you never did this or you didn't do that. You never gave them the opportunity to either.
No, you didn't. You took and seized every single moment. And then just going back to, like you're saying, whether when you're looking at that and you're saying who took that dominant charge, and hey man, we were supposed to be pursued. You're supposed to be on reply. Why are you initiator? Get back and let Queen, let him call you.
Exactly. And a lot of women don't like hearing that. It's like, trust me, ma'am. If he wants you, he's going to call you.
Thank you, please. And it's unnatural affection ain't just homosexuality. It's when you're forcing a will. That's not naturally what would have happened or occurred. You're forcing will. That becomes unnatural affection for somebody. You just with me and we weren't even supposed to be together. But you doing all of this extra stuff to will your way into, man, it only make it worse. It only make it worse.
They try and keep the space for you to move small.
I wasn't used to, you're not used to the rejection. You ain't used to, like, what is me? What you talking about? It's me. I ain't never had that before. That's different. You know what I'm saying? And you try to manipulate the situation. Like I said before, you done went out, you done did too much, and now you look crazy.
And then that's another thing. Like, sometimes you got to step out of yourself and then think, like, if somebody did this to me, would I react? Could I understand that they reacted that way, that they no longer want to talk to me, or they no longer and then that's really how you can, assess, like, that, having that empathy, that compassion for the other person in a situation that you both were equal parties to, regardless of who had more control or more power or did more in it. You were present and you were there. So you affected it. Either by making a decision or not making one, you affected it. Either you gonna choose or somebody else gonna choose for you, because
that person. How would you feel if they did that to you? You showed up at their spot unannounced, right? You know what I'm saying? Would you?
And then that's another. They don't want to talk about their intentions behind doing stuff like that, or trying to stay a little long. Like you said, you got to be somewhere at 5, so it's like, okay, we got to ride out at 4:30 because I got to be somewhere at 5. So they trying to see, like, do she really got somewhere to be, or do he really, or is he just trying to sneak some? Like, is it any of your business though?
People be on one for real. That go back to Sierra CC. That go back to your first date. That go back to that leave that card at home. People be on one. What is this about? You trying to test to see if I'm gonna do what?
Right. Exactly. And then that's the thing, because it's like you're testing the person for a characteristic, and if they don't have that characteristic, then what? People still they still try and pursue it. So if that's not your deal breaker, why would you even test them? If it's not a deal breaker, why are you testing? Because now you just pick. Now you're perturbing and you're doing too much. And then when you finally poke the bear enough and you get a rise at them, how you going? But you've been sitting here poking me. I can only take so much. I'm only human. I'm not touching you. I'm not because I was definitely that kid. I'm not touching you, kid.
Why would he say that? Oh my God, I'm so shocked. Are you for real right
Poking
now?
the bear. Over nothing, over something that's not even a deal breaker. And then the stuff that people say, like, oh, that's a deal breaker for me. Is it really?
No,
Were you in a
no.
situation like that before to where you actually walked away when that occurred? Because if that's not the case, you don't know if that's a deal breaker for you because you have to walk away. That's why it's called a deal breaker. So if they hit you and you say that's a deal breaker and you stay, that is not a deal breaker.
That is not.
Okay?
That couldn't have been. And all
That's not
deal
it.
breakers should be stated up front. All deal breakers should be stated up. Please don't tell me when we cross that bridge, we're gonna cross that bridge when we get there. No, state it so that I'm able to not even go that direction of where the bridge is at, man. But then don't
Exactly.
get mad at me. We get there and you
Because
like,
once you cross it, oh, you can't uncross that. If your deal breaker has already occurred and you did not walk away, now my whole thing is you can absolutely take people back, especially because they didn't know that that was your deal breaker. But like I said, if it's your deal breaker, it is your responsibility to uphold it as such and walk away. A deal breaker means it's over,
it's
done.
over.
And I can communicate to you like, well, this is what
right.
happened, and I don't deal with this. So if this
That's
is,
it. And no
you know,
level.
exactly.
Oh, no
So
level.
if this is who you are, then I'ma just have to be where I'm at. And it's fine. Like I have no hard feelings and none of that. Like if you want to change, then by all means go ahead. I'm not asking or requiring you to.
That's it. For real.
right.
I'm so seriously. By no means. By no means.
And like Doc said, if they could do that, tell me what was your don't just not tell me what the deal breaker was, bro. That ain't fair. That ain't cool.
That's
like don't just dip or get ghost and you not tell me, oh, you don't want to talk about it. Like, let's talk about it. You know what I'm saying? If you said it a few times, all right, I'm sorry, you know, this ain't gonna work. You done warned you a few times, you was just not paying them no mind.
Right, and then they did it anyway. Like, no, if you haven't said nothing about it, and then they end up doing it, then yeah, there's definitely room to to still try and pursue something. Once the communication has been had, but like people they'll try and push them buttons, and so you have to recognize what those actions are. If you've already shared, this is something I don't deal with. I am absolutely going to leave if you do XYZ or you say this. I am leaving, and they have to respect that. Why? Because if they want you around, they're not going to do that. So when they do that, that means they no longer want you around. Don't try and explain it away for them. Don't try and add stuff to it. No, you already told them this is how you get rid of me, and if they do that, they were trying to get rid of you.
Period. And if you don't leave on that deal breaker, you were trying to manipulate.
Boom.
You see how it go both ways? So make sure them intentions and the motives are pure.
That was my ski face.
Straight up. If that's your
down the slalom,
ain't it? You should have walked. Other than that, you was on one, sis, or bruh. Cut it.
And that's exactly what it be. They want to try and throw you in this box, like, because the box is always smaller than what they will actually tolerate from you. And then they want you to stay in that box. So if you do kind of, because you're gonna get uncomfortable because that's not you, and they already know that's not you, which is why they try and put these boundaries and all this stuff up front. If you want to be with me, you got to be this person, this tall, this had this much going on, and be all that, and da-da-da-da. And then you trying to check this list and stuff. Well, what about your list? Don't have them so caught up in what it is they're expecting from you that you aren't saying, well, okay, I expect, okay, and that's how it should be. You give your expectation and they give theirs.
I got a list.
One for one. So if your list longer than mine, I don't know, I might not be the one, because I don't think, because if you're going to expect extra from me and I don't expect as much, then I'm happier. Then like it's gonna be, and then you mad because I'm happy with less, and then I'm unhappy because you're trying to get more out of me than what I'm even getting from you, and I'm happy. No, equally yoked.
But what if y'all don't got no list? I mean, ain't no.
That's a problem. That's a problem.
I do.
You should. You absolutely need to have a written list.
Your
Physical
belief system shouldn't be compromisable.
No,
you do have a list, queen. Your belief system not compromisable. Like for me, I don't care what you got going on. It ain't an issue that you got that I can't forgive, restore, and repeat. What I have a problem with is when you show up fraudulent and fake. Okay. What we ain't gonna do is for you to show up and you have stuff in between you that makes you not transparent towards me.
Stirring rolling drama.
Into you, I see. I need to be able to see very clear into who you are. It is conducive to my own growth, my own health. These are the environments that I recreate for myself. So to be in this space, you can't have gangrene, fam. You can't have gangrene. This ain't that. You come in this spacing. You gotta bear soul. You gotta let it all
Yep.
go. Cause we up in here, we naked. So
And
that's
and,
my
and that's where I finally found myself, because I was just like, why is it that every time I have these type of interactions with people, I'm always the one that comes out hurt or sad about something? And I'm like, that's because I'm the only vulnerable one in these circumstances. I already know that they're guarded, and then I show up completely unguarded and then wonder why I'm the one that's bruised and battered. Duh. Stop doing that. Like, if they're not showing up the same way you're showing up, there's no meeting of the minds, there's no equal yoking, so there is nothing to build upon. So you don't have to write them off as a person. They can be as guarded as they want to be right over in their space. You don't have to allow them access to your vulnerability. Okay, if they want to show up and the only time you hear from them is when they got a problem, no, leave them where they at. That's not somebody who's building. People who build have tools. They have materials. They have supplies. They got money to buy supply. They got capital. If you know how to build a building, they gonna show up looking like they ready to build a building. They not coming trying to what y'all putting up here. They not coming trying to be a consumer after it's built. No.
Oh, I saw y'all building. I had this extra plywood. I'm gonna bring it over. That's a friend. When you showing up, hey, what y'all got going on? Eating chips and stuff.
Right. Not a thing in their hand.
We ain't got nothing going on. Excuse me, sis.
People want to ride the wave and be great.
Exactly.
Right. Like, it look good. That foundation laid over there. It look good over there. They do it all.
You see
this. That's them grass is greener people, because guess what happens when somebody your new neighbors come in and they might have a little bit more money and they got their little fresh build from the ground up. Y'all house been there a couple of years, so it's a little creaky now. And they looking over, oh, they got that nice fresh new house over there and they got a couple of extra rooms and a guest house. Let me see what they. So when they show up as a grass is greener person, they're going to continue to be a grass is greener person. So don't be upset when somebody come in with their side fake line and it's all green and sparkly, and yours might be a little struggling because y'all area is in a drought. So guess what? It's normal. So if it's in a drought, of course your grass is going to look like that because they ain't been watering it.
That's who you are, right? That's who you are.
They not trying to do the work.
No
work.
And that's what it is. You have to understand who is showing up to do the work.
Yes.
And that is where the game should actually be coming to play. Chess. Yeah. Okay. One game we haven't named is chess. Chess tells you a whole lot about a person, how they think, their risk analysis. Like, are they willing to take risks with certain pieces and do certain moves? And are they thinking ahead? Are they paying attention to what's going on? Like, that's why chess has such a deep strategy to it. And not a whole lot of people know how to play it, because it takes a large mental capacity, because not only are you thinking of your own moves, you have to anticipate the other person's moves. And the way you do that is by getting to know them.
Period. So, because that's the only way you can anticipate a move or a play is if and that's the thing, going back to how sports players they would get in trouble because they get the plays or the playbook of the other team, or they'll get the video of how or that's what they'll use, the normal scrimmage videos or the different videos in place to watch how the team normally responds in certain situations. So now when we know we're playing up against whoever, New York or whatever it is, we know your strategy. Y'all always fake left. Y'all always utilize Curry. Y'all always do. No, okay. So don't worry about it. So when they do that, we already know so that's the whole point. Do you have a strategist that's among you or with you, and that gives you the opportunity to again see naturally. You don't have to make up no situation to see if I'm telling you, God ain't doing that to you. Why you doing that to folks, man? Why you doing that to folks?
And it actually increases both of you all skill level to play as you learn each other's moves, because now you have to start doing things that are unpredictable, and that's where the beauty comes. And then you change and you grow.
That's where it comes in.
Oh.
I don't think that's a lot.
That's the beautiful part of it. Oh my God. Can you like the part where you get back to where you don't know? That's what
Exactly.
What do it matter? All you needed to ever know was the resolve. What's the answer when you get there, Queen? It don't matter what's happening, but what's the answer? Forgive, restore, repeat. All right, come on, let's go. That's it. I don't got to think. I ain't got to move. You're gonna do something. Everybody's fallible, so you're gonna do something.
That's gonna be out of the norm. Oh, he don't normally do that.
When they say I
You
don't
slept
do
on the
that,
right side of
I
the bed.
do that. That's gonna be the one that you do. You're
Yep.
gonna need-
Oh yeah.
Come on, sis.
Oh yeah.
I'll be like, that's why I don't say nothing no more. I'll be like,
Man,
I'm
look, I catch myself. I'm like, I ain't even going. Because I show been like, could have been me.
Look.
Hey, man, that definitely could have been me.
That's the better response. Not that couldn't have.
No, could have been me.
It could have been me. That was girl. I was on the verge of that last night.
And that's where understanding.
I sure hope I don't do that one. That looks stressful.
Understanding comes in. If we're real, it could have been us in any whatever it was. It could have always been us. And if we think like that, understanding it real quick.
Oh, it definitely will end up being. You got to be like, oh, it can't be you.
Listen,
all this, y'all.
Boom! It is. Now what?
It just seems like so
Now what you gonna do?
It just seems like
Because you
so much. It just seems like it's a lot, and like I can see how people just be like, man, forget it. I mean, like you said, you gotta put the work in. You gotta put the work in. You got to put the time in. It's a time and season, bro. This is a lot, and everybody, I want to get married.
But the reward on the other side, these light and momentary troubles are achieving for us an eternal glory that far outweighs them all. Do you know how long eternal is? You know what glory is? How often do you hear people say glory if they not sitting in church and they ain't singing no song? Never. Why? Why is that? Because they too focused on the light and momentary troubles.
That's it.
Momentarily, exactly.
And he again,
everything is temporary, even life. Everything,
sis. And he told you stop worrying. He told you not to worry about none of that. You ain't got to care about none of that. It take care of itself. If I take care of the bird, surely if you in my image, I'll take care of you. We don't believe none of this. Let's be straight. We do not believe him, because if you believed him, you would live differently.
Right.
There is something going on within you. You don't believe him. Like
and the reality, the reality situation is like, it's all about what we're choosing to focus on. That determines our mindset, how our day goes, how our lives are going to go. Every day we wake up, there's going to be good and bad in all things. What am I going to magnify? Am I going to just keep on gawking at all this? No. Oh, the world's so terrible, but it's also a beautiful place. If that's what we choose to. Oh, there's so many bad people in the world. There's also just as many good people. But we magnify for some reason, human nature, we just love focus on. It's so terrible, but yet that's what we keep on focusing on.
Come on.
Oh, it's like we like torturing ourselves.
That's true.
It's like Fox News. We're pretty much projecting what the world or media is projecting back to us. Everything on the news is somebody got killed, somebody just died, a police shot somebody just a child, or somebody. What? Wait,
I
be like, what happened?
5 years. I haven't done nothing with that since Philando Castile. I broke down in tears and I said, I can't do this anymore. And I haven't watched the news since. If I hear like a certain headline, then I'll go and look up the story. So now like everything is so like to the point to where you can curate it. So you don't have to be bombarded by this stuff. You can absolutely unfollow people that share it all the time. You can absolutely block people. You can follow people who share positive things. You can add positives. With the more stuff that you like, they base it off of what you like. So if you're constantly liking negative stuff, exactly, your notification, you can
Wait. You saw how it works?
You can turn. Yep.
Did you see that?
Exactly.
It was a button on my side. It was a button on my side. What? I'm gonna show it again one more time. You see it? You got your phone. Watch this. Watch this.
Yep. And then, of course, you had the people that's like, well, I got to have my phone because I do it from work. Exactly. And that's on curate your timeline. Do not allow, if you, like I said, if you have to know that story for something, go and look for it outside of your social media. Go and actually look up the article somewhere else and leave it at that. Because the minute you start liking stuff and scrolling stuff and watching related videos, that's what they're going to start showing more of. So
Danger.
curate your timeline for positivity, for growth, because you're going to need something to pour back into you. Because even if you're not seeing all this negative stuff and hearing all this negative music and stuff, you still going to be tired because that's just how our bodies work. Like by the end of the day, you're gonna be drained, and you don't want the next thing that pop up on your timeline to be something that you're now like you're trying to wind down. That's not the last thing you want to see before you go to bed, or that's not the last thing you want to hear before you go and spend time with your family or something like that. So protect your energy, protect your peace, your life, your growth. That is your responsibility. So you can't be like, oh, well, the world is so negative. No, your world is negative. The world isn't.
Your
Your
world is
world
so
is
negative.
what you
Glass
want to
half
see.
full.
You're next.
Glass half full. Absolutely. I'm gonna go to Sierra. Give me final thoughts.
So I would definitely say, like, as far as dating and things like that, like how we said, seek the kingdom first, and the Lord will add all these things unto us. He knows what we need. He knows the time and season. He knows when it's gonna be on your plate and everything. So I was gonna ask the question, like, what would you tell? What advice would you give to us, the dating people, of active dating people, when it comes to being approached by an individual? Don't have that anxious mindset. Like, is this the one? What kind of advice would you give to a person that's actively dating that may not understand or may just think it's just too much? How would you give them advice to go forth and just continuously to be optimistic and have that mindset of actually wanting to continue to be in a relationship, considering the fact all of this? How would we move forward as a person that's actively dating?
You model love that's before you. That's the answer. It's forgive, restore, repeat. You don't have no other go-to. You can't be perfect no other way. You're a sinner, so you have nothing. So utilize the formula. And that's like Rock True Science, they were talking about the you can get the same result every single time. He gave you formula. Stop omitting the he will add and putting you will add. When you start doing that, you're not gonna have the same result. It's gonna taste off. It's gonna be generic. That's what you get, because it ain't what the original. So stop seeking the copy. It's so crazy because I was thinking about multiplicity as we're talking about relationship, and nobody wants to go back to origin, the original idea of marriage. We have the copy, right? And then somebody copied the copy, because you're looking at your parents' relationships, your grandma relationships, but they are never the original. And because of that, what happened in multiplicity? The copy copied the copy, copied the copy, and the last one was retarded. And that's what we have. We have a deformed, retarded marital practice because we have the copy of the copy as opposed to copying the original to get the original image every single time. Stop copying the copy. Jate, final thoughts.
And it goes back to choice, what you just said. Because like we don't have to look at this one and our mom and our grandma. We this because that's what's in front of us. That's not what we have. We can choose not to focus on it. Just go back, like you said, to what we know to be true, to what he says about marriage, to what he intends for it to be, how he tells us the order in which he tells us to operate in, so that we can get that kingdom marriage. It's easy.
It's easy.
It is easy. Because people be like, marriage is so hard. No, it's not. Marriage is not hard. It's work. It's work, but it is not as hard as the world tries to make it to be. I'm not getting married. It's too hard. No, it's not. It's just work. And y'all lazy. Y'all lazy. Y'all don't want to do nothing. Y'all don't want to do no work. But like Doc said, but you want reward. Would you get a paycheck if you didn't go to work? It's the same thing. There will be no reward if you do not work in all things.
Oh, if I could just add real quick just to that. And please, if you don't show up for work and you're hired, please don't act crazy when the temp is put in place. I need you to not. I need you to not act like the business wasn't supposed to continue on because you didn't show up for duty today, ma'am, sir. Don't get mad at the temp. Now, the temp could be a temp or the temp could be a temp to hire. Your choice.
Hey, I done worked in jobs where I've seen people work their whole lives and die, and their job was posted 2 days later
Sis, can you talk about
before
that?
they were even in the
Oh,
ground.
they waited an extra day because that job is somebody else.
Because the customers ain't gonna be like, "Oh, Joe died. Oh, I'm sorry for it." They don't care.
Going
So
down. Oh,
whatever it was y'all was building or working toward together, if one person jump ship, that don't mean that the goal is gone.
no, it's not. So
Because
that means
y'all were both of y'all was originally on that track, so somebody still got that goal, and it shall be met
It shall be met.
with or without you.
commitment.
Amen.
That's why marriage is not between two people. You look at Westernized civilization and how they marry, they turn each other to each other, and they're as if you're making vows to each other. That is the pit of hell. You are making a commitment solely to God, who's able to keep commitment. That's part of playing house, this exclusive relationship. You got two fallible people in a contract. Guess what? Broken. That's why you got to have written agreements, because folks gonna break contracts. That's why you have promises that are meant to be what? Broken. That's the only thing that people that are single, that's the only thing you could charge them with, is not being true. That not living up to the promise, because they don't got no charges like cheating, unless you're playing in the game with them and they don't know the rules of the game. So that then would be cheating, but there ain't no cheating in
Right.
single.
You can question their integrity because they
Yeah.
said they
Like,
were gonna be and do and move one way, and they do something different. Yeah, that's definitely a lapse in integrity.
oh
And
yeah.
you can definitely question the fruit on their tree,
Oh yeah.
but
Oh,
you can't be like, oh, you a sinner and a terrible person without understanding you are too, because
yeah,
you there. You're there with them.
you with them. I do not like that. When somebody asks something about like relationship and then they start talking about the other person, it's like, I'm sorry you were there. So it's y'all, right? So y'all, no? All right.
What's that?
No, nah. Doc Ock, final thought.
I would just say, be who you're looking for.
Ooh.
Don't look for someone that you're not prepared to do the work to receive. And a lot of people throw this worth word around and all of that, and it triggers people. So that's why I avoided using that. But if you're not worthy of them, guess what's going to happen? It's not going to work. If you are dragging their soul down, dampening their light, you do not deserve
I'm praying for them to
them.
leave.
And God definitely said that one. Okay? So make sure that you are a equal yoke to the person you are searching for. That's literally what he said. Equally yoked. And then people try and force these unequal yokes together and then blame the other person when it's obvious it wasn't exactly. So it's going to teeter totter and stuff going to tip over. And if you not trying to do what if you're the short yoke, and because it's gonna be somebody that's gonna have the little nose ahead, and if you're the short yoke and you're not doing the work to equal it out, it's not going to work. It is absolutely going to collapse, and that's the thing. You got to. It's a constant, daily, progressive work.
Deny yourself daily is what he said. That was the prescription. It said daily.
Deny yourself
In
idleness.
front of the church, and then that's it. Not, that's it.
Deny yourself idleness daily. If you sitting still and you're still the same person and you haven't did no type of work to push 1%, 1% a day. Do you know how small one? It don't even have to be 1%. It could be a tenth of a percent, 0.001%, and you'll still be what, like I think like 50, 60 something percent ahead by the end of the year. 365 days of 0.01%. Like that's still a large difference. People look like completely different people with a 50% change. If I need to lose 10 pounds and I lose 5, that's still 2 dress sizes.
That's true.
No, for real.
Yeah.
For real.
And
we beat ourselves up because we ain't in the size 6. That's like,
right.
Or
you want the whole chunk. You want to wow them. Be appreciative of every single step.
Absolutely.
every
Right.
single part of the
Absolutely.
journey. Like you gotta be in love with the journey. Cause yes,
Thank you,
it's
Lord.
work, but when you love doing the work and you love the journey, then whatever the result is, you're gonna be happy. And guess what
Yeah.
happened? When that happened,
Come on.
boom, multiplied, added
That's it.
on to
That's it.
love, tripled,
That's it.
quadrupled, infinite,
It's called
unconditional.
be fruitful and multiply. That's fruitfulness.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? And then if you noted what she started out with saying, which is the same thing the verse starts out with saying, is simply be. Can you handle that in a relationship? Can you show up in the lives of people and be straight? Straight up you.
That's the one.
Straight up you.
That's the one. And no, and it's not even necessarily like in a bad manipulative way, because sometimes we're so guarded or afraid of rejection that we don't fully show who we are because we're afraid that they won't accept that or they don't like that or whatever. But if you just be without tying yourself to however they might feel about that, then even if it's something that they didn't like, they like, dang, she real content just being herself. And they might get over it because it might
And
be
they
their
love it.
problem.
They love it. Sis. You come to find out people are so attractive to that element, and they at first it's kind of like, oh, what is that? Then they like, oh, I mess with her. I gotta be over there with her because I need to. Okay, I want to take off my shirt too, sis. Okay, okay.
I wanted to do that, but I thought they were going to judge me.
It's all
I
right,
like
sis.
her too.
Okay. Okay. Your stomach's not ready for this. But it's all right, sis. Come on, just come on over. We're gonna put you on the shirt first. We're gonna put you down.
I like
We'll take your
porn
shirt off.
too.
You know what, Queen? We ain't gonna just have you out here crazy. I'm sorry, you rolling with Queen. We gotta all look good or we can't go. We can't go. We can't
Facts.
go, sis. Put your shirt on, sis. We can't go. We can't go. All right, y'all, let's go ahead and get up out of here. What a dope show. We will bring back board games. The first week of
Of
August. Next
August.
week we are entering into seeking love and not likes. And our first week we will be doing don't do anything for clout, don't do anything for attention, don't do anything for recognition. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's what we were sitting here briefly talking about. You know, a lot of things that we do and we put out there, it's for the attention of somebody, or the things that we don't do is because we don't want to be rejected or left alone. And sometimes, you know what? You need to be rejected. You need to be left
Mm-hmm.
alone.
Oh,
You
yeah.
know what I'm saying? That'll change. That'll make
Yeah.
things in your life
Because
change.
you shouldn't hold you back from being you.
Shout out to Ant. Come on, teach. Shout out to Ant in the group. We saw Spaceman Lo-Fi out there. I saw Will. Shout out to Lord Ty. Yeah. All right, y'all. Brought two queens tomorrow. I'm gonna go ahead and play the clip. I did find the clip. I'm gonna play this one. She gonna say this is yeah, man. I hope it doesn't go out like the other one, but yeah, when I attended Tree of Life, I actually sung in the choir. And one of the songs that I sung was Testimony. I love it. All right, so hopefully it doesn't go out. Let's go ahead and play it.
Yeah, I figured that's how you sounded. I heard you playing a little bit on a couple of shows sometimes. But I figured I was like, yeah. Cause see,
I
Yeah,
know one
I'd
of
have been cracking. My voice would have been cracking.
it's one of my favorites right there. Yes.
And if it wasn't for the glasses, I wouldn't have known that was you.
Are you
Oh,
for
hold
real?
on.
Me either, sis. I'm looking at her like, who is she?
Cause I was so like, hold on, and then I heard the voice. I was like, okay, yeah, that's her.
That chick got the Holy Ghost on her. I'm looking at her. She got that chick got the spirit blowing on her. I'm watching. I'm watching her. She got an anointing. Hallelujah. I'm watching her.
All right, y'all. Rock true. Absolutely nothing at
Love
all.
y'all. Good night.
Good night.
Peace.